Okay, so welcome everyone. Today is our first class. So we had a 3-day demo series that was on last week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, where basically what we tried to cover was about this entire training program, how the journey will be, how much time is it going to take, the prerequisites for people to consider before enrolling into the training program. And also we looked at what a business analyst does at high level and how is it different from other roles like data analyst, like scrum master. We also try to understand what the artificial intelligence or how the artificial intelligence could have an impact on the work that's performed by the business analyst. Okay. Now, with that background, what we will do today is on our first class, we want to understand what exactly happens before a project is being given to the IT company. Okay, because a lot of people often have confusion that a business analyst is responsible for identifying new business opportunities, new clients, particularly get them on board, get new projects for the IT company. So, because some of these questions could creep in, so especially if you are from IT industry, maybe you will have a better understanding. But for people who are usually coming outside of IT industry, for them it is easy, it will be nice to understand what exactly happens outside of the work that BA does, and that should not be considered as the same thing.
Just now I
Okay.
came to attend to the class. So what happened before I don't know.
No, that's okay. Sessions are being recorded, so you can refer to the recordings as well. So first thing is the BA responsible for identifying and getting new clients. Okay. Now that's usually the question people often start with. So let's first understand uh, what happens before any project gets into IT industry. So what we will do is we will understand some of the pre-project activities before a work actually begins by the IT company. What happens, how it flows through before it lands into the lap of IT company for them to start the work. Okay. Then once we understand that, then we will move on to what the IT company does once it gets the work. Okay, so we will then uncover things like the IT team structure, the SDLC model, software development lifecycle, and then within that IT company, what exactly a business analyst is responsible for. Okay, so that you understand all that background, which will help you when you get into any IT company. You won't feel secluded. You won't feel that lot of new terms are coming into picture. I don't know how things move around. Okay, so it's only when you understand the background you'll be able to fully understand or comprehend the concepts as well. Now the first part, identification, yes, a BA can certainly help over here. Okay, anyone who is looking for any kind of work to be done, any kind of IT work to be done, and if I get to know, I can surely refer them to my IT company. But should I engage directly with the client? Absolutely no. Okay, so how this entire journey starts is usually there will be a client who will be looking for an IT solution. Okay, so for example, let's say I want to start a supermarket. Okay, now for that supermarket I need a billing software, so I can look for a shop in and around my area. I can hire some employees through an agency. I have some contacts, so I can get the grocery items as well in my supermarket shop. But then, in order to manage the inventory, in order to do the billing, I want a billing software. Okay, so basically, I am a client that is looking for an IT solution. So, what is my IT solution? My IT solution is to get that billing software. Okay, now typically, for me to get started, I have two options. Okay, one is called product based IT companies, and the other one is called service based IT company. So what happens is, here I have supermarket. Okay, and what am I looking for? I'm looking for a billing software. Okay, now I said I have two options: a product based IT company, a service based IT company. So what are these two options? So first, what happens is, there are certain IT companies who have already created a software. So you just start using that software. Okay. So basically, we have seen some requirements which could be common across multiple organizations. For example, I can create a restaurant billing software. Most of the time, I know how it will be. So they will have some food items, and maybe they want to mention the price of the food item and the quantity of the food item. Plus, I know on restaurant there will be tax component as well, GST. So I can account for that as well. So maybe I can create, a generic billing software, and then I can start approaching multiple restaurant owners so that they can start using my software. Okay. So that's what happens with product based company. They create a software, and then they want to sell that software. Okay. So they created a software based on their understanding. The second one is service based company. Okay. In service based company, what happens is, they don't have ready to use softwares. So what happens is, a client will come to them, client will approach them, client will share the requirements. Based on the requirements given by the client, the service based IT company will create a software. Okay. So product based IT company and service based IT companies are like your clothes. Okay. So in clothes, we have two options. Option one is, we can buy a ready made cloth. Okay. You go to any nearest store, you go to any shopping mall, you enter into any shop, and then you buy ready made clothes which fit your size. Second option is, if none of the clothes available in the market are as per your fitting choice, then what's the other option you have? You can approach a tailor, and then give cloth to the tailor, and the tailor will stitch as per your fitting. Okay, the same thing happens in the IT company as well. So we have product based IT company which are offering ready made softwares. So you can use, if your requirement is being fulfilled by those ready made softwares, you want to use them. If your requirement is not being fulfilled by those ready made softwares, then you want to go with service based IT companies. Normally, normally the businesses are slightly complex in nature, and if they are, because of that complexity, they go with the service based IT companies, wherein they give requirements to the service based IT company, and then they will create a software accordingly. Okay. So service based IT company develop softwares based on the requirements shared by the client. Okay. Now in our case, our client who wants a billing software, they can look at a product based IT company who already has a catalog of software, see if it fulfills my requirement. If we think that my requirement is not being fulfilled here, then I can approach service based IT companies to share my requirements so that they can build a customized software for me. Okay, now in this entire journey, remember that a business analyst is not responsible for talking to clients, asking them to buy our product, to use our services. No, every IT company, whether it is product based IT company or service based IT company, every IT company will have certain divisions or departments that is called sales and marketing teams. Okay, so every IT company will have sales and marketing individuals. These sales and marketing individuals are responsible for managing clients. They are primarily responsible for identifying clients, like who is in need of any IT work, what kind of IT work do they require, can we work with them. Okay, suppose maybe I have an IT company. Assume I have an IT company, but let's say I'm not doing anything related to artificial intelligence. I'm just building regular software, and a client is looking for any artificial intelligence software. Then my sales and marketing team will not approach that person because we are not doing AI related work. So it may unnecessarily bring bad name for us. So sales and marketing team, they are responsible for advertising about the IT company. They are responsible for managing contacts with the clients. They are responsible for approaching the clients. They are responsible for convincing the client to work with the IT company. Okay, that's why these are high pressure jobs, because if client makes the contract, everything is happy, everyone is happy. If client makes contract with some other IT company, then sales and marketing team can lose their job as well. But it's a high risk high reward job. So primarily every IT company will have these two departments, and they are mainly going to focus on what clients are there, what kind of work they need, and there is a proper process to it. Okay, so what that process is or steps are. Okay, so generally it is categorized into three-step approach. One is RFI, that is called request for information. Second is RFP, that is called request for proposal. Okay, and the last one is RFQ, that is, sorry, request for quotation. Okay, so the first part, RFI, what happens in RFI is, or what this process actually tells about is that client will share information about what kind of work or support they need from an IT company. Okay, or in simple words, we often call this as business goal. For example, I'm a supermarket company and I want to build a billing software. Because I can have multiple chains in the city, multiple stores in the city, so I want my billing software to be efficient, which I can use across different stores in the city. Okay, so I will list down my high level business goal. Or suppose I want to start an e-commerce website. So that will be my business goal, that I want to start up an e-commerce website and I want to see which IT company can help me build an e-commerce platform. So that's the first step that happens, that a client identifies a business opportunity that they want to work upon, and for that business opportunity they require some kind of IT support. Okay, so that's the initial stage, request for information. So that's the opportunity they come with. Now the sales and marketing team of the IT companies, they will usually approach these clients and they may seek more clarification that, okay, you are saying you want some e-commerce platform, but can you be little more specific? Like, do you need some AI capabilities as well in your e-commerce platform? Do you want to integrate customer support also into e-commerce platform, or do you just want to use e-commerce platform for buying and selling stuff? Customer support will be different. The artificial intelligence engine to recommend users about what they should buy should be different. Everything will be different. Like that, they can ask for clarification or they can request for information. Okay, so client will list down their high level business goal and IT companies can request for clarification or information on the ask, or let's say against the business goal. Okay, now comes the next thing, that is request for proposal. Now, once we know what client wants, once we understand what client requires, then what sales and marketing team will do is they will create a proposal. Okay. So what this proposal usually means is overview of the IT company, previous work delivered, reviews and feedbacks on previous work. Okay. Normally, if you go for shopping, uh, especially the high-end products, okay, like suppose you go and go to buy a TV, okay. So normally, what the salesperson will do is, or if you go and buy high-end phones, so what they will do is they will give you a brief about the company, what this company is, or if you go for high premium insurance, health insurance, life insurance, so any high end products where you are going to spend some money. So typically what the sales team does is they will give you brief overview about the company, what our company is, how long they have been into the business, what kind of work we do, how clients have given us the feedback. So the same thing happens in the IT company as well, because usually these contracts will cost lot of money. So they don't directly talk about money. They will usually start with what our IT company is, what kind of works have we done in the past, okay, what review feedback we have got on our work. Then what they do is they create a high level plan. Okay, so which will basically say the time that we are going to take, okay, the schedule that we are going to adhere to. So it will, and approximately uh, like number of people that we will be employing over here. Okay, so they will create a high level plan because the client must understand, even when we go for buying a TV, fridge, washing machine, anything, even phone also, whether we do online shopping or whether we approach a shop, one of the concerns we definitely ask is, when can I get the product? Can I get it today itself? Will I get it tomorrow? Day after tomorrow? How much time are you going to take? So the same thing will come in the minds of client as well, that it is okay. I know about your IT company, what kind of work you have done, you have got good feedback, but how much time are you going to take to deliver this entire work? So in the proposal, they will also create a high level plan, which is how much time we will take, what's the approximate start date, approximate end date. These are all approximate, not actuals. Okay. Then probably how many people we are going to take. So in all this proposal, they won't be talking about money as of now. Okay. Now, if client likes the work, if client really appreciates the IT company, what they will then ask is, let's say if 5 companies have filed for proposal, okay, 5 IT companies filed RFP proposal, okay. Now amongst that proposal, client may shortlist 2 IT companies, or client may, depending on the details provided, it is up to the client. I have received all the proposals, it is up to me to shortlist companies. Now whatever companies I will shortlist, from those shortlisted companies I will now ask for quotation. Okay, so as a client, now I want to know that, okay, I have understood about the IT company, how much time they are going to take work, how many people will be employed, what technology will they use, all that stuff I understood. Now tell me, how much money do I need to pay to the IT company to get the work done? Because if payment is in my range, then we will go ahead and sign the contract. If payment is out of range, maybe we will have to reconsider things. Okay, so then comes the last part, that is RFQ. Now request for quotations. Now IT companies can provide quotations in two ways. Okay, the first is called fixed fee. Okay, and the second is called time and money. Some places it is referred to as TNM, or it is also called as resource based billing. Okay, so what is fixed fee? What is time and money? We'll just quickly understand that. So in fixed fee, what happens is the IT company will tell the client that you want a billing software to manage your inventory, you want a billing software to do billings for the customer, both. So what happens is, I will charge you 1 million US dollar and I'll give you the work. Okay, so I have already told you how much time it will take, how many people, approximate schedule, approximately number of people, all those details. Now I'm telling you, I will take $1 million and I will give you the project. Okay, so that is fixed fee. So the IT company will upfront quote an amount. Okay, that happens in fixed fee. IT company quotes an amount upfront, which will not change. Okay, so tomorrow IT company cannot come to the client and tell that, you know what, $1 million is less. Let me increase the price to $2 million. So they cannot change it. That is why the name fixed fee. Okay, this is a fixed amount. Once this amount is finalized, once we have a contract, IT company cannot change that amount. Not just IT company, even client cannot change. Okay, now what happens in resource based billing or time and money related one? So in resource based billing, and I'll just abbreviate it as RBB. Okay, so in resource based billing or time and money projects, what happens is, we don't give any quotation, a fixed quotation to the client. What we tell them is, see, approximately we are going to charge you per person basis. Okay, so let's say if I have a BA, for BA I will charge you 20 US dollar per hour. Okay, then if I have a developer, for developer I will charge you, let's say, again $20 per hour. Then if I have any tester or QA, okay, for that I'll charge you, let's say, $15 per hour. If I have any project manager, for that project manager, let's say I will charge you 15 US dollar per hour. Okay, so I will give give the per hour hourly rate of the different category of individuals. If I am going to charge you one amount, I will mention irrespective of whether BA, developer, QA, project manager, architect, irrespective of their role or responsibility, for everyone I'll charge you $20. I can do that. That is up to the IT company, okay, to come up with these billing rates. That is up to the IT company to identify how much to charge for every role or responsibility. And that depends on the market salaries for every individual. Depending on that, they come up with the hourly rate. Now they give this approximate quotation that, this is what per hour charge will be. Now suppose if I am going to hire, let's say, two BAs, so 2 into 20 means $40 per hour. Okay, suppose if the project will be for 6 months, okay, and approximately, let's say, in 6 months, if we are going to work for 100 hours, so 40 into 100 will become 4,000 US dollar. Okay, so like that they can say for BA we can take somewhere between 4,000 US dollars. Similarly, for developer, let's say if I'm going to have 5 developers and 20, so it will become 100 USD. And again, if they are going to work for, let's say, 150 hours, okay, so like that there will be an approximate calculation. The main calculation is this one. Okay. Now, in the starting, I'm telling maybe I'll have two BAs. Maybe as the project progresses, I will hire one more BA because there is too much of work coming in. Okay. So if I hire one more BA, then accordingly, my total value will change. Okay, I will tell client that, see, I am going to charge you $20 per hour for every BA. So if I have two BA, I will charge you $40 per hour. If I have three BA, I will charge you $60 per hour. So in resource based billing or time and money related projects, we don't give a fixed quotation or upfront amount to the client. Okay, we just give them an approximate detail, and based on number of people your total value could go up or down. Okay, now usually what IT companies do is, if it is a development project, they usually go for fixed fee. If it is support related project, then they go for resource based billing or time and money. Because in support projects you don't know when the work will come. Maybe today you will get 10 tickets, tomorrow you may get 0 tickets. Okay, so today you have work, tomorrow you may not have work. So in support environment, in support related projects, client usually don't want to give a fixed fee out. Okay, because they understand that the work can be there, the work may not be there as well. Whereas if it is development, like you are enhancing the application, you are adding new features to the application, or you are building a new application, new software from the scratch. So in those cases, client would love to pay money because they know once the software is ready, we can use the software to get money from the customers. Whereas support is more like they are not getting money, they are trying to resolve issues of the customer. So if it is development project where it is about adding new features to an existing software or building a new software from scratch, IT companies usually give fixed fee quotations. If it is support related projects, IT companies usually give resource based billing or time and money. Okay, but it is up to the IT company, they can change also. Okay, there is no general rule that for development you should only go for fixed fee. Okay, things may change. It is up to the IT company on how they feel the business should go. You and me are not going to decide unless we become the CEO of the company. Okay. So what we did is we started with a client, their requirement, what they can do. They can approach either product based company or service based company. Okay. Either ways, every IT company will have sales and marketing team. This sales and marketing team is responsible for attracting clients, doing advertisements, okay, and creating awareness about the IT company. Also, they are responsible for managing contacts with the client. Okay, so they keep a note on which client will require software, which may not require software, so that accordingly they can approach them. This entire process of getting software is divided into three parts. RFI, which is the first step, that is once a client identifies they have a software requirement, they will usually connect with the sales and marketing team of an IT company. They will give their high level business goal. Okay, if IT company requires any clarification information, they will ask. Then second is IT companies will create a proposal. And the last is once the proposal is submitted to the client, client will shortlist few IT companies. So those shortlisted IT companies will be asked to submit a quotation. And it is up to the IT company to submit quotation either in fixed fee manner or in time and money or resource based billing manner. Okay. So after this quotation, what will happen? Client will finalize. Okay. Client will finalize. Now it is up to client whether client finalizes one IT company or two IT companies. So I'll not say it should be one only. Usually clients would like to work with only one IT company, but sometimes they keep multiple contracts as well. Like they will give one type of work to one company, another type of work to another company. So client will finalize what they will finalize. They will finalize the IT company which is going to do their work. And how do we know that things are being finalized? Through something called as statement of work, okay, which is often abbreviated as SOW. So once client is okay, once IT company is okay, they both will sign SOW. That is called as statement of work. So statement of work you can consider as the legal contract between the client and the IT company. Okay, which will try to identify how much time the work will be for, what IT company will be responsible for, what client will be responsible for, what happens if anyone tries to break the contract, what could be the legal consequences and stuff, so that whatever we have been discussing verbally, orally, it is all put down into a legal contract in the form of SOW. Okay, that is statement of work. So that is one term that you will keep hearing in the IT company, that it is not as per SOW. As per our SOW, we have to do this. Okay. Now, any questions so far?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, looking at this, I hope you guys understood that nowhere we took the name BA, Business Analyst. Okay. So once we get the work, once client and the IT company has signed an SOW, okay, that is where that is where we start referring to the work as projects. Okay. Now once we have this project, that is when business analyst, developer, QA, these people start getting involved. Okay. So before project, all this activity, BA is not involved. Okay. So if you have any doubts like BA should go look for clients, convince client, or sell products, so there is nothing like that in the IT company. Okay. In IT companies, you have your sales and dedicated sales and marketing team that are responsible for doing it. BAs, what they are responsible for is once you get projects, once you know that your client is looking for some kind of software, then as a BA, your responsibility is to identify what kind of software client wants, so that accordingly I can come up with a document, proper document that I can pass on to my development teams. Okay. Now, in the early days, a business analyst was not supposed to be a regular role in the IT companies. Okay. So business analyst is a more recent concept in the Indian history. So till few years back, probably till 2015, 2016, okay, a lot of business analysts were being at the client location only. Suppose if my client is from US, then a business analyst will also be in US only. But nowadays, owing to certain factors like remote work is more possible now, especially after COVID, people realize that remote work is possible. So plus your engine can run for 24 hours. While US people work during our night time, we can work during their night time. Okay. So with that, people started realizing that we can take more work in the Indian context. Plus, Indian IT companies, they already have lot of development work, they already have lot of testing work. So since they already have lot of development and testing work, so what is the other area that they can explore into? So that other area they can explore into is the business analyst part. Okay, because business analyst work we have not been doing so far. So business analyst is one such area where we can explore. Now, before we jump on to other details like some of the commonly used terms, so like tomorrow we are going to cover commonly used terms in IT industry. So let's understand those terms before we talk about SDLC, software development lifecycle, because whatever projects we get, we execute those projects based on SDLC. So before we get to SDLC part, let's understand what exactly happens in the case of a commonly used terms in the IT industry. Okay. Now, before we get into, like I said, commonly used terms and all those details in the IT industry, what is equally important to understand, and I just want to repeat myself again, what are some of the skills that are required for a business analyst? And we are going to cover this in detail in our upcoming classes. Okay. So some of the common skills that are expected from any business analyst is to have good communication skills. Okay. Now do not confuse communication skills with fancy vocabulary. So a good communication skills means you are able to express your ideas to the other party. The other, you are able to understand what other party wants to say. Plus, there is confidence in what you are saying. Okay. Communication skills doesn't always mean that I have to use nice, fancy, high level vocabulary. Then only people will think that, I'm good at communication. No, that's not the case. You can use plain, simple English, but what is really important is while speaking, you are confident. Second, you are able to express your ideas clearly. You are not running out of words. You are not always, scratching your head thinking what should be my next statement, how should I speak and all that. So communication skills as a BA is important. Now, why is it that communication skills play a critical or a vital role for a BA? It is because of your interactions. As a BA, you will be interacting with variety of people. Okay, some of those people could be from your IT company, like developer, testers, project managers. Okay, maybe if you talk with them in Hindi, Telugu, English, it may not matter much. Okay, maybe some of them will be your friends, so you may talk in your native language as well. But what would really start making difference is that you will have some external people as well to talk to. Those are your clients. So with them, you have to be utmost careful, respectful, plus English is the only way of communicating with your clients. Okay. So that is where communication skills become absolutely critical for a BA. Okay. Now, for all those people who think they don't have good communication skills, luckily, skills are something that you can acquire over time. For example, I always recommend people that whenever you get time, and if you are serious about any role in business analyst domain as such, and if you feel like if you are already good at communications, no problem. But if you feel that you are not good in communications, then find out what you love doing. Suppose you are someone who is completely mad about politics. Okay, you follow politics deeply, and then you are completely into politics. You want to hear each and every news that comes from. Okay, I hope I'm audible to you guys.
Yes.
Okay, so suppose I was talking about your passion. Maybe if you're passionate about politics, try to watch politics or try to follow political news in English. Okay, if you love reading, go through websites, read political news. If you love listening, watch YouTube videos in English in politics. Okay, if you think that your communication skills is not up to the mark. Now, if you are someone who feels confident about your communication skills, okay, if you are someone who feels that I'm already doing okay, there's nothing much. I mean, there's obviously a scope of improvement, but my basics are all covered, then maybe you can continue following your regular routine. Okay, but not everyone is at the same level. Okay. The second thing is stakeholder management. Okay. Now, when disputes happen internally, suppose developer and BA are having an argument. Developer is saying that in your document you did not write your requirements clearly, so you did not provide clear instructions. BA is saying that I provided as much clarity as possible. You did not understand it correctly. Okay. So when things happen internally, when things go wrong internally, maybe you can fight with each other. You can put blame onto each other to save yourself. But as a BA, remember that we also have to deal with clients. Okay. Now, when you have to deal with clients, you cannot put a blame on them, even when you understand that they are wrong. Okay. If you guys see, when you go for shopping and suppose if the mobile is not working, you bought a new mobile, and in one day itself it stopped working. So what happens? You go and start shouting at all the service center people, left, right. But you always notice that those people are trying to, most occasions trying to stay calm, trying to hear your problem, trying to convince you that we will get this resolved, don't worry, we are here for you. Okay, so that you get to a normal level. So that's the same thing that's expected out of a BA as well for stakeholder management. So things like, when you talk to people, you understand what kind of behavior they exhibit. For example, some people uh, could be more controlling, like they want regular updates. So as a BA, I understand that if I am working with a stakeholder who is looking for frequent updates, so maybe I try to give them updates every day without without them asking from me, because I have understood that they are someone who are more interested in project, who wants to ensure that the project is on track, it is working fine. So I give them update proactively. If I see that I'm working with some stakeholder who has full confidence on me, who is not asking for regular updates, so maybe I can give them updates once in 2 days, 3 days. Okay. If I'm working with some client who gets irritated easily, maybe I will listen in more. I will only speak when they allow me to speak. I will not try to speak in between, because I know if I try to speak in between, they may get irritated, because that's the nature. They're getting irritated easily. Similarly, if we have committed a mistake, and that will happen, okay, so IT companies are not as if machines that they will never make mistakes. Mistakes happen, and they happen often. So as a business analyst, or as the face of the IT company, I simply don't go to client and tell them sorry, that sorry, the mistake happened. No, that's not the way it is. Okay? Like I said, if your phone is not working, it doesn't matter how many times the service center guys tell you sorry. You will only be relieved when they tell you that we will get this fixed. Okay. So the same thing happens in the case of IT company as well. If the IT company has made a blunder, if they have committed a mistake, then the only way to resolve is obviously go approach the client, tell them that you are sorry about the mistake that has happened, but also go with a plan, that what is your plan to rectify that mistake? What are you going to do to resolve the issue that has happened because of your mistake? Okay, because if you keep telling sorry, client will keep scolding, so the result will be futile. Okay, there will be no result at all. So such discussions will be futile in nature. So what we want is, we don't want such things to happen. We obviously want to apologize for our mistakes, but at the same time give a solution back to the client, that hey, this is what the mistake we made, we understand that, but here is our solution as well, and how much time we are going to take, how do we resolve it. That's where your stakeholder management skills come into picture. The next is your documentation skills. A lot of discussion that business analyst has with the client is verbal, through meetings. Okay, and people may forget what they discussed in meeting. So documentation becomes one of the critical aspects for you. So whatever you discussed, as much as possible, try to document it, because this documentation will become single source of truth for everyone. Once I have the document ready, document which will highlight the requirements, I will share it to the client. See, here is the document. What do you say? If client is okay that I have covered all the requirements, they will give their sign off. Then I take that document back to development team. See, this is the document client has approved. Now create a software as per this document. Okay, so you must have good documentation skills. So documentation skills means you are able to put down all the verbal discussions in the form of a document. Okay, plus ensure that there is clarity in the document. So I'll give you an example of clarity. So for example, uh, build an online payment system. Okay, now build an online payment system is a good information, that you have to build an online payment system, but it does not specify what exactly do you need in online payment system. What do I mean by it is, we have different options like UPI, credit card, debit card, net banking. Okay, so we have these multiple options with us, and when you are not specifying online payment system means what, basically My other person could assume that you are talking about everything. Some may assume that you are only talking about UPI. But why are they assuming things? Because you did not provide clarity. If there is clarity, there will be no assumption. So when we as business analysts are trying to create documents, we want to ensure that there is clarity and not assumptions. If people are assuming things, there is something wrong with my document. Okay, I don't want people to assume things. So instead of this, if I say build an online payment system with UPI, now it is more clear. Okay, now people will ask questions related to UPI. Okay, they won't be worried about credit card, debit card, or other things. They will be asking me specific details about UPI, that how do you want to proceed with payments? Do you want to scan the QR? Do you want to allow people to enter their VPAs and then allow for payments? Okay, so they may ask questions, but related to UPI, not other than that. Okay. Now, the last thing that usually I tell all people as a business analyst you must have is actually being proactive. Okay. So a lot of times a business analyst will be working independently. There will be no one who will be directly monitoring you other than the client. But understand that there is lot of dependency on you. The client depends on business analyst. That business analyst will set up meetings, will facilitate conversations, will help them take decisions. At the same time, development team who is going to build a software, they also are dependent on business analyst. That business analyst will give them requirement document which they can use to move forward. Now, if people are reaching out to you and asking you that you are not doing your work effectively, if you don't give me requirement document by tomorrow, work will be delayed, then that's not a good sign. Okay? People always love someone who is proactive. If I have to give a document tomorrow and I know that I am out of office today, the very first thing I do next day is I tell everyone, inform everyone that hey, I was out yesterday because of which I could not finish my work. So my work could be delayed. Okay. I don't wait for the work to get delayed and then everyone will ask me and then I'll give a response. That's not a good professionalism. Okay. So as a business analyst, I always try to be proactive. If there is any delay, I tell people upfront so that they are not surprised at the last moment. Okay. If I have a demo, a software demo with my client, and my developer tells me that they cannot make it to the demo or the software is not working as function, I don't wait for the last moment to tell my client. I tell my client as soon as I am aware of it, that my team has informed that software is not behaving or functioning as expected, so we may have to reschedule this demo. Okay, so being proactive, again, it gives people less opportunity to point fingers at you, and it gives or helps you build good connect or rapport or relationship with the other party. Everyone will be praising you, so naturally it builds a good rapport with other party as well. Now, over time, you may acquire multiple other skills as well as a business analyst, but I think these are the core ones that you should have, that you should always have in your mind, that you should always stick to. Now, there are multiple other skills like domain knowledge, process knowledge, solution identification, facilitation skills that you can always acquire with your experience. Okay. Now we'll stop here. We'll connect again tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll be taking our discussion forward by understanding some of the commonly used IT terms. Okay, before we get into details of software development life cycle. Now, before we end our discussion for today, any questions so far, guys? Okay, I'll take the silence as no questions. Thank you everyone for your time. We'll connect again tomorrow at 8 a.m.